Hi guys, we are here with your Bible reading. Hope you guys are having a good day. We hope you guys had a great Christmas. Sherm just can't wait to grab a hold of his coloring book. Can't stop coloring over there. He still refuses to color in the coloring book I got him for Christmas. He's just going to save it.
It's 41 years old, man.
I got him this Mother Goose coloring book off of eBay.
It's ancient, just like me.
From the year he was born, 1975. It was never colored in. And I got it for him so he would have a different coloring book to color in besides his Christmas coloring book after Christmas, because he's real big into coloring now. Because I got him a pack of those Prism coloring pencils that he wanted for Christmas. But he's still coloring in the Christmas coloring book because he don't want to color in the Mother Goose one because it's 41 years old. So he don't want to color in it. So I guess I'm just going to have to get him another coloring book at the Dollar Tree. Oh, sure. He's waiting to see if Dad was going to come tonight. He didn't come last night. He messaged me and said he'd come one day this week. I had the feeling that he would come tonight, but I haven't seen him yet. And it's getting late, so I don't think he's going to come tonight. Excuse me. I just got off the phone with Mom. Abby came back home. Norman's still there. Abby came back home. I said, so are they getting along? Is Abby getting along with Norman now? And Mom's like, they never was not getting along. And I said, then why did she leave? You told me she didn't want to be there with Norman. And Mom's like, well, that's just stuff that her mom was putting in her head. And I'm like, yeah, well, it figures because that's why she won't talk to me. But anyway, she's back home now, so I'm glad. Because I feel bad for Norman. I hate for anybody to be treated that way, you know. Been thinking about him a lot. I wanted to send him a Christmas card this year, but I didn't know where he was. And I thought about him when I was making sugar cookies this year, because he always loved my sugar cookies. And he just happened to show up at Mom's. And I never would have thought he was homeless. So I'm glad he came around. I'm glad he's staying there. And he's going to be living in Ray. I like that too. He'll be back in our lives, and I like that. So today, guys, we are going to be reading Revelation chapter 17, and we're going to be talking about Babylon, the prostitute on the beast, and we're going to be getting into it. I'm going to be explaining what the prostitute and the beast symbolizes. The Bible's going to tell you what that means. And you'll understand finally what the prostitute and the beast actually represents, and you'll better understand what the Bible is talking about, and you'll be like, wow, now I actually understand what it's saying. And when you hear it, what it means, you'll be like, wow, this is totally not what I expected. I thought it meant something totally different. Now you see it in a whole new light. And you'll see that today when I read it. In our psalm today, we're going to be reading another beautiful Psalm of David, Psalm 145. I think all David's psalms are beautiful, you know that. And our Proverbs today is Proverbs chapter 30, verse 32. We've only got, I think, 5 more chapters. Let's see. I'm not good with math, so I gotta count on my fingers. 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. Yep. 5 more chapters of Revelation left, guys. And then we'll be starting over for the new year in the New Testament. The book of Matthew. If you guys would like to start with us in the new year, we'll be starting fresh in the book of Matthew in the New Testament. 5 chapters left of the Bible in the book of Revelation. And today, Revelation chapter 17. If you'd like to follow along, we'll be reading in the New International Version. And we are going to begin right now. One of the 7 angels who had the 7 bowls came and said to me, "Come, I will show you the punishment of the great prostitute who sits by many waters. With her the kings of the earth committed adultery, and the inhabitants of the earth were intoxicated with wine of her adulterers." Then the angel carried me away in the spirit into a wilderness. There I saw a woman sitting on a scarlet beast that was covered with blasphemous names and had 7 heads and 10 horns. The woman was dressed in purple and scarlet and was glittering with gold, precious stones and pearls. She held a golden cup in her hand, filled with abominable things and the filth of her adulteries. The name written on her forehead was a mystery: Babylon the Great, the mother of prostitutes and of the abominations of the earth. I saw that the woman was drunk with the blood of God's holy people, the blood of those who bore testimony to Jesus. When I saw her, I was greatly astonished. Then the angel said to me, "Why are you astonished? I will explain to you the mystery of the woman and of the beast she rides, which has the 7 heads and the 10 horns." Now you'll see what they mean. "The beast which you saw once was, now is not, and yet will come up out of the abyss and go to its destruction. The inhabitants of the earth, whose names have not been written in the book of life from the creation of the world, will be astonished when they see the beast, because it once was, now is not, and yet will come. This calls for a mind with wisdom. The 7 heads are 7 hills on which the woman sits. They are also 7 kings. 5 have fallen, 1 is, the other has not yet come. But when he does come, he must remain for only a little while. The beast who once was, and now is not, is an 8th king. He belongs to the 7, and is going to his destruction. The 10 horns you saw are 10 kings, who have not yet received a kingdom, but who for an hour will receive authority as kings along with the beast. They have one purpose and will give their power and authority to the beast. They will wage war against the Lamb, but the Lamb will triumph over them, because he is Lord of lords and King of kings, and with him will be his called, chosen, and faithful followers. The Lamb being Jesus, of course, and his chosen followers being us who are the ones who are saved. Then the angel said to me, "The waters you saw, where the prostitute sits, are peoples, multitudes, nations, and languages. The beast and the 10 horns you saw will hate the prostitute. They will bring her to ruin and leave her naked. They will eat her flesh and burn her with fire, for God has put it into their hearts to accomplish his purpose by agreeing to hand over the beast their royal authority until God's words are fulfilled. The woman you saw is the great city that rules over the kings of the earth." And that's where we're stopping with Revelation today. That was Revelation chapter 17. The woman you saw is the great city that rules over the kings of the earth. Jesus will triumph. The Lamb will triumph. There's no doubt that Jesus is going to win. God's going to win. Good is going to win over evil in the end, guys. It's going to be a hard-fought battle, but good will win over evil. But sadly, there'll be a lot of people not stay strong, and they'll turn and go to the dark side. They won't stay faithful in Jesus, whether out of fear or for whatever reason. Now let's go read our beautiful psalm today, Psalm 145, a psalm of praise of David. I will exalt you, my God the King. I will praise your name forever and ever. Every day I will praise you and extol your name forever and ever. Great is the Lord and most worthy of praise. His greatness no one can fathom. One generation commends your works to another. They tell of your mighty acts. They speak of the glorious splendor of your majesty. And I will meditate on your wonderful works. They tell of the power of your awesome works, and I will proclaim your great deeds. They celebrate your abundant goodness and joyfully sing of your righteousness. The Lord is gracious and compassionate, slow to anger and rich in love. The Lord is good to all. He has compassion on all he has made. All your works praise you, Lord. Your faithful people extol you. They tell of the glory of your kingdom and speak of your might, so that all people may know of your mighty acts and the glorious splendor of your kingdom. Your kingdom is an everlasting kingdom, and your dominion endures through all generations. The Lord is trustworthy in all he promises, and faithful in all he does. The Lord upholds all who fall, and lifts up all who are bowed down. The eyes of all look to you, and you give them their food at the proper time. You open your hand and satisfy the desires of every living thing. The Lord is righteous in all his ways, and faithful in all he does. The Lord is near to all who call on him, to all who call on him in truth. He fulfills the desires of those who fear him. He hears their cries and saves them. The Lord watches over all who love him, but all the wicked he will destroy. My mouth will speak in praise of the Lord. Let every creature praise his holy name forever and ever. And that was a psalm of praise of David, Psalm 145. And our Proverbs reading today is Proverbs chapter 30, verse 32. And it says, "If you play the fool and exalt yourself, or if you plan evil, clap your hand over your mouth." And that was Proverbs chapter 30, verse 32. Alright guys, that was today's Bible reading. I hope it touched your guys' hearts. We are going to go over to Brother Sherm now with our homework. And our homework question for last night was,
What prized animal was killed for food when the prodigal son returned home?
and the answer we should have came up with is
The fatted calf.
fatted calf. And the brother was upset because the father had the fatted calf killed for his brother when the brother came back home, because the father had never let him kill a fatted calf or an animal to have for him and his friends. But the father said, "Everything I have is yours." The father didn't want him to be jealous of his brother. He wanted him to be happy that his brother was home. Your brother is lost. Now he is found. Be happy. Everything that I have is yours, son. He was just jealous of his brother. And he didn't want to celebrate that his brother was back home. He was jealous that his father was welcoming him back, because he had took his share of the money and left and spent it all and came back, and his father welcomed him back with open arms. And the other son stayed there and kept working for his father and didn't take his share of the money and leave. He stayed there helping his father. Alright guys, and the homework question that Sherm picked out for us tonight is,
Who served cheese, milk, and veal to the Lord when he made his appearance in the form of 3 men?
and we can find that in the book of,
Genesis.
the very first book of the Bible, the Old Testament, very, very first book of the Bible, the book of Genesis. And again, the question is,
Who served cheese, milk, and veal to the Lord when he made his appearance in the form of 3 men?
And that is our homework question for tonight. What's the time?
$20.
20. Okay guys, we're going to go ahead and skip the prayer requests for today, since they are all the same anyways. I keep forgetting to write. I don't know where my pen is. I can't find my pen. I know what my Rudolph knows. I misplaced my pen, but I keep forgetting to write Norman's name down in my book. But please keep Norman Karshner in your prayers, and just add him to your prayer list, please. And all the prayer requests are the same, so please just keep everybody in your prayers. And we're going to stop there for today. Let's bring those souls to Jesus, and God willing, we'll see you guys again tomorrow with another Bible reading. Bye guys. God bless.